Hi everyone, this is Joti, and I recently spoke to one of the employees at the VTA Railyard in San Jose for Boz. His name is Gurvinder Singh, but most people know him as Prince, and he told me that he got to work just a couple of minutes before a gunman opened fire at his place of work and killed 9 people. We now know one of those people is Taptej Deep Singh. He's being remembered as a hero and someone who used his principles of Sikhism to put other people first, to save them in those chaotic moments. Take a listen to how Prince credits him with saving his life.
The page in these exact words said, "Hey, there's a shooter in building B. Go hide, run. There's a shooter in building B." And then we asked where you were, and he asked where we were. Said we're by our box. We're right here, track 8, track 9, first floor. And he said, "Okay, I'm on the third floor." And we asked him where he was. He said, "I'm on the third floor with Paul, the other victim." And then we told him, "Okay, you go hide too."
And he didn't.
He probably hid. He was probably hiding or trying to hide or making a run for it, and they just didn't know how much time they had left. Right when I got to my toolbox, within a minute, we just started hearing coworkers saying, "Hey, let's get out. There's an active shooter. Let's go hide. There's an active shooter in building B, and like we need to go hide like right now." And that's when the stage was calling my buddy, and he's on the phone, and the page is saying, "Hey, there's an active shooter in building B. Go hide, get out, like right now." Um, what he didn't know is that same shooter was making his way over to building A, our building, and going upstairs to most likely payroll. From what I hear, is he had problems with payroll, and that's where the stage and his other coworker, um, Adrian, and also Paul were their supervisor.
Prince works as an electromechanic, and he tells me that he was just 50 feet away from the shooting when it happened. He heard it all.
So I always have a radio on me, and on that radio is where I heard like most of the stuff going on, along with our coworkers telling us to evacuate.
What did
And
you hear on the radio?
so on the radio, I heard our OCC controller, uh, Travis, yelling out, "Hey, there's a shooter. He's right outside our door, and he's calling a S unit, which is a security supervisor. He's calling a S unit, S9, S9. He's right outside our door right now. We need help. Get out right here." And our supervisors um, carry guns, so they have concealed carry, and they're actually the ones that patrol our yards and whatnot. So he's calling them, and I hear it going in and out, and those were the gunshots. And from the timing and where the stage and Adrian and Paul were located, they were right outside that door, because that's where their office starts as well. And those gunshots that I heard on the radio were most likely for those three that lost their life in our building.
I'm so sorry you had to hear that all happening in real time.
Yeah, and the police were actually right next to me. I was actually making my way over to the police while I was hearing all this, and they were asking me where everything's happening. So as I was hearing all this, I was telling them, "Hey, he's on the third floor as of right now," and they're asking me, "Hey, how do I get to the third floor?" So pretty much telling them where the shooter is located.
In those chaotic moments, Prince made a split-second decision to try to save as many coworkers as he could. So he used his work badge to take them to a building he had access to so they could hide.
To be honest, the way that they looked at my face, they were like, "Hey, Prince, we don't like, what do we do? Where do we go?" And I'm the one with the radio. So, "Hey, what do we do? Where we go?" I'm like, "Okay, just follow me." So we all ran, like booked it, ran to the building, the trolley barn building, and I badged him in, let him in, and we let him in. There's a bathroom to the right. I was like, "Go into the bathroom, lock yourselves in there. You can't get in there. Even if it's me, do not open the door. Like, don't open the door no matter what." And it was it was just making the best decision like you can at that moment, and trying to get away from the shooter.
Like the page, the prince wanted to save as many from his VTA family as he possibly could. It wasn't even a question.
The stage always very helpful. He would never he would never pass by you without saying either fate or satsrikal or hi. And he's just it fits his description very well that he gave us a call and he said, "Hey, get out, leave right now." And he actually came out of the room um, that they were all hiding in to seeing if he can tell others as well, like, "Hey, please go hide. Hey, there's an active shooter. Hey, go run." And definitely, definitely, he was trying to save others, and just didn't know it was that close.
Yeah. I mean, he sacrificed himself for others.
Yep, definitely.
Prince and Thepdej became pretty good friends in the years that they worked together. Prince remembers him as friendly, outgoing, a loving husband, and of course, a very proud father of two young children.
I knew six of them very well. I knew of all of them. I've said hi to them. I, you know, talked to them in the past, but six of them I personally knew very well. And the age, Adrian, Paul was my supervisor when I was an operator. Adrian, there's just the energy you get from Adrian, and the way that he said he fist pumped everyone, he gave everyone a handshake, and you knew you were saying, hi to him or giving him a handshake, you know, and Paul, just one of the nicest supervisors. He was actually an operator before, and then he moved up to the supervisor position. And just yeah, like it's tough.
At this point, investigators haven't shared what they believe may have motivated the gunman. Prince tells me that he didn't really know him that well and he wasn't very social at work, but that it was a known fact that he changed pretty drastically after his divorce several years ago. Some new reports, including one by the Wall Street Journal, shares that the gunman was taken in by U.S. Customs officers back in 2016. He was questioned. They found some terrorism books on him, as well as a journal in which he wrote about his hate for the VTA. So some of these new revelations are causing some to question whether some signs were ignored.
You know, for the Sikh community in particular, I think it was really triggering with, what happened at the FedEx in Indianapolis. Immediately, a lot of people jumped to thinking that this was, a repeat.
Definitely. My mamaji actually works at that facility, and his shift. He had just finished his shift the day prior, and he was about to go into work, and then he heard all this had happened, and they called me right away, and they said, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything okay?" And yeah, and it's like I at first when we first heard that there's an active shooter, we didn't actually know it was a VTA employee. We thought somebody came in and he's just going all out, picking and choosing who he wants to take out. And yeah, and we we thought it wasn't in our building, it was only in building B. And how the stage called us, the stage is okay, but we're outside just all in the auditorium just waiting for the 9 members that were not accounted for to come out. Yeah.
To use your Mama G's words, are you okay?
Yeah. Yesterday was just everything in shock, and today is actually hitting a lot harder. Knowing them very closely and just pretty much taking everything in, it's definitely tough. It's definitely tough. We are seeking help. We have some family members that are also, I had a lot of family and friends come over yesterday, and but the support that the community and other agencies and other coworkers are given, is like, I've received calls pretty much all over the world. And yeah, just wanted to say thank you to everyone. And it's tough, but we're getting through it.
An online fundraiser has been started for each of the 9 victims' families by Working Partnerships USA. The Tejdeep Singh's family has also started a GoFundMe online We're going to put both of those links in the caption in this video here on Instagram, but I know that you can't click links on Instagram unless it's in our bio. So I've also tweeted the link. My Twitter handle is @thisisjoti, and I know that Boz has retweeted me as well. So if you want to help the families out, go ahead and click on those links. All right, thanks so much for watching.